Hello everyone, Gauss on this side. So today hand we are starting with a topic called as carbohydrates. So basically we'll be dealing with each of the biomolecule. So starting with the first thing first. It is the carbohydrate. So let's get started. Carbohydrates are carbohydrates are naturally occurring carbohydrates are naturally occurring organic compounds. Carbohydrates are naturally occurring organic compounds. Basically, what does this organic compound means? So here I can give you in writing as well that any molecule which is having carbon, hydrogen and the oxygen, all of them together, that said to be molecule is called as organic. I repeat, the molecule must contain carbon, hydrogen and the oxygen all, then only the molecule will be called as organic. Okay, deal with. Now they are widely distributed in both the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. They are widely distributed in both, which means like the two major kingdom called as the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom among the five kingdom classification. Okay, deal with. Now the difference between the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom here will be that the plants can synthesize the carbohydrates by one of the important process called as photosynthesis. Plants can synthesize the carbohydrate by photosynthesis, whereas the animals they derive it from the plants. The animals they derive it from the plants. So basically we can classify both of them, or we can like literally differentiate both of them as autotroph and the heterotroph. Now carbohydrates are basically they are primarily made up of carbon, hydrogen and the oxygen. They are primarily made up of carbon, hydrogen and the oxygen. And generally the hydrogen and the oxygen in the carbohydrate molecule, they are combined in a similar ratio as in the water. Now what is the ratio of water? It is none other than H2O. This is the basically formula of the water. And if I am dealing with the formula of the water, there are two molecules of the hydrogen and the one molecule of the oxygen only. So ultimately here you can observe that the hydrogen and the oxygen, they are combined in a similar ratio as 2s to 1. I repeat, 2s to 1, which means like the two molecules, two atoms of the hydrogen and one atom of oxygen will be there in that structure. Okay, deal with. Hence the name hydrate has been given. Okay, deal with. But ultimately the structure does not contain any water molecule. Please do remember that this is a misnomer, because the structure does not contain any water molecule. Moreover, there are certain carbohydrates as well which have nitrogen and the sulfur as too. You will be like we'll be dealing with those as well, but still beforehand I'm just giving you a brief glimpse of the topic. There are some carbohydrates which have nitrogen and the sulfur too, and yet the name carbohydrate still applied. So basically there will be changes, there will be changes, but still at the end of the day, if they are containing carbon, hydrogen and the oxygen, and they do follow, they have to follow one of the special general formula for the carbohydrates, that is none other than CnH2ON. CnH2ON, whereas our N will be number for 2 or more. Okay, N will be 2 or more. So please deal with that case as well. Okay, deal with. You can write this formula in other fashion as well, like CnH2nON. This general formula is one of the same thing as this one. Okay, CnH2ON. So basically I've just expanded the bracket. And nothing else. Now starting with the definition of the carbohydrate. So basically carbohydrates are defined as polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketones. And which yield one of these on hydrolysis. which means if they are monosaccharide, they will be directly polyhydroxyaldehyde either, or they will be polyhydroxyketone. And if they are di, tri, tetra, oligo, polysaccharide, they will be yielding the polyhydroxyaldehyde monomers whenever they are hydrolyzed. Whenever they are hydrolyzed. Now what does this hydrolysis means? So basically, the hydrolysis means the breakdown of a complex molecule, into simple ones with the help of water molecule, with the involvement of the water molecule. Okay, deal with. Now, starting with dealing with the classification of the carbohydrates. So basically, three major categories of the carbohydrates are monosaccharide, oligosaccharide, and the polysaccharide. They are monosaccharide, oligosaccharide, and the polysaccharide. So dealing with them as well here. Classification of carbohydrate. Okay. So here you can deal with them like they are divided into two major categories that are called as the saccharide and the polysaccharide. Saccharide and the polysaccharide. First of all, you should know what is the meaning of the word saccharide. So here the word saccharide means sugar. The word saccharide means sugar. Whereas the word polysaccharide means many different sugars are attached together and forming a complex sugar. Now dealing with the physical properties. What physical properties they do have? So the special physical properties of the saccharides are they have very low molecular weight as compared to the polysaccharides. So the weight of the saccharides of the simple sugars, I'll be calling them as simple sugars. The weight of the simple sugars is much low as compared to the polysaccharides or the complex sugars. The second physical property, if I'll be dealing with all the sugar molecules or the simple sugar molecules they are soluble in water. All the sugar molecules are soluble in water, be it glucose, fructose, even like sucrose, lactose, maltose, and at some extent like I'll deal with the trisaccharide and the tetra as well. But here, in case of the polysaccharides, here you have insoluble in water. Polysaccharide like somehow starch, somehow like I can deal with the example of cellulose specifically, or the chitin or the pectin. They are insoluble in water. And one of the most important, one of the most important property of simple sugars is all of them are sweet in taste. Whereas the polysaccharides are tasteless. So please deal with that case as well. Now, if I'll be going for the further classification here, that the saccharides in case of the carbohydrates, the simple sugars they are further divided into the monosaccharide and the disaccharide. That is what we call as the composition. Here. So the first thing first, monosaccharides will be, yes, the monosaccharide will be a single sugar molecule. Monosaccharide will be just a single sugar molecule, be it a hexose or a pentose. Deal with. Now, and the disaccharide will be two sugar molecules attached with the type of a special bond called as glycosidic bond. Please do remember one thing, that the glycosidic bond is a type of a covalent bond which is present in between the sugar molecules. The special bond present between the sugar molecules is called as glycosidic bond, whereas the bond present between the amino acids in the protein is called as a peptide bond, and the bond present between the lipid molecules is called as a ester bond. Okay, please deal with. Now, so we are done with the monosaccharide and the disaccharide. In case of the monosaccharide, they are the simple sugar, they are sweet in taste, they are the monomers which cannot be hydrolyzed further. They cannot be broken further, and either like even if you will break them, they lose their speciality. So deal with. Like these are the smallest unit of the sugar molecule which cannot be broken down further or which cannot be hydrolyzed further. Whereas in case of the disaccharide, you can break them because there are two units of the monomers, two units of the monosaccharides which are attached together with the help of a special bond called as a glycosidic bond. So you can break them out. You can break them out, deal with. Now, here in case of the polysaccharides again, here the polysaccharides are multiple sugars. They are multiple sugar, either like even like if maybe they are linear like the starch, or they may be branched like the glycogen. They may be branched like the glycogen. So you can deal with that case as well. And the general formula, if you have to deal with the, if you want to deal with the simple sugar and the complex sugars, so here the general formula for the simple sugar is none other than CH2ON. CH2ON, which means like the CH2 is completely in the bracket and like another N you are having. So ultimately all of them will become CnH2nON. The formula for the simple sugar, we have just discussed this, CnH2nON, where N should be equal to 3 to 7 numbers. Where N should be equal to 3 to 7 numbers. Now, dealing with the another one called as a disaccharide. Here they have taken the example of the maltose, or I should say like the sucrose. It's C12H22O11. C12H22O11, because like this is like the condensation reaction, I should say, in which the whenever two sugar molecules are coming together and they are reacting together to form a glycosidic bond, they have to lose a molecule of water. They have to lose a molecule of water. So that is the reason why 6,6H12O6 plus C6H12O6 is yielding you C12H22O11 plus a water molecule. Plus a water molecule is evolved here, okay, as a byproduct. So you can deal with that case as well. Dealing with the general formula, that is like I should say like comparatively most complicated one in the polysaccharides is CX. It's CXH2ON, where the X may be any real number. Where the X may be any real number. Okay, deal with. Now the common examples of simple sugars is none other than the glyceraldehyde, glucose, fructose, galactose, or the ribose. You can literally deal with glucose, fructose, galactose, ribose, anyone. If I am dealing with the glucose, that is none other than like the aldose sugar, whereas the fructose is the ketose one. Galactose is the sugar which is present in the milk, ultimately in the bounded form along with the glucose, which is comprised or which is making the lactose sugar. In other words, I can tell you that the lactose is divided into two monosaccharides. It will be like if you will be breaking down or if you are hydrolyzing the lactose, you will be getting two different monomers called as the glucose and the galactose. We will be discussing this topic in the lactoperon in the genetics portion. Okay, ribose sugar, one of the most important sugar, I should say, in none other than the genetic material. Like the genetic material's name is none other than deoxyribonucleic acid, or in case of some viruses it is ribonucleic acid, which means ribose sugar is one of the most important sugar in life. The second one, the disaccharide, we have taken the example of the maltose, sucrose, or the lactose. Maltose, this is none other than made up of two different glucose monomers. Like I can write it down here, like the glucose and glucose. Two glucose monomers are arranged together, that is none other than maltose. And if I am dealing with the sucrose, I am sorry, that is none other than fructose and glucose. Sucrose is none other than, this is sucrose. Sucrose is none other than fructose and glucose. And lactose we have just dealt, it is none other than glucose plus galactose. Glucose plus galactose. It is the lactose. And in case of the common examples of the polysaccharides, here we have some derived ones as well. Starch, glycogen, cellulose, lignin, and the chitin. Starch, glycogen, cellulose, lignin, and the chitin. The starch is none other than a long chain. Starch is none other than a long chain of glucose molecule in which like glucose, and so on. Starch is basically the stored food material in the plants. Whereas if I am talking about the glycogen, glycogen is the branched chain of the glucose molecule, something like this. here, here, here. You will be having like some, like the difference between the starch and the glycogen will be that the starch is a linear chain of the glucose molecule, whereas the glycogen is the branched chain of the glucose molecule. Cellulose is also there, but cellulose is somehow like having 2000 to 3000 glucose molecules arranged in a linear chain. Then only the cellulose will come into action. The another ones are called as the lignin and the chitin. They are, lignin is specifically the hydrophobic one, or we call it as like the dead element ultimately. It is present in the plants specifically, and the chitin is present in the cell wall of the fungus, and the exoskeleton of the arthropoda. Exoskeleton of the arthropoda. So you can deal with that as well. If I can give you a little detail about the chitin, that the chitin is made up of NAG. Chitin is made up of NAG, and NAG is none other than N-acetyl glucosamine. It is N-acetyl glucosamine. Okay, deal with. Okay, now this was just the introductory portion of the carbohydrates. We will be dealing with the detailed study of the classification of the carbohydrate, be it the monosaccharide, the oligosaccharide, and the polysaccharides. Okay. Hopefully this lectures has been beneficial for you guys. Thank you very much for your so much support. Thank you.